Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We have a super guest in studio with me today. It's Pat Price, and she's president of the Price Group. Welcome, Pat. Nice to see you.
Good to see you too, Liz.
Pat, I'm excited to hear what you might think are the latest trends in marketing, because you are the Price Group. You're the leader and the shaker in this.
Well, thanks for the compliment.
You're
First
welcome.
of all, I appreciate that. Latest trends in marketing, really anything online is a huge trend. Actually, it's a continuing trend. It's not even a new one. But when you talk about social media, pay-per-click advertising, search engine optimization, all of those things are so important when it comes to a business. As a matter of fact, this morning when I was coming in, I had heard on the radio that yet another retailer believes that they had a huge data breach from their stores. And so, you know, it's one of those things that I think consumer confidence is really shaken, and it'll be interesting to see, at least on the consumer side, what's going to happen. I really think we're going to find more and more people migrating to doing their business online. Now, just because you're ready to ask another question,
that's okay.
But just because you're not a consumer-oriented business, don't think that that doesn't apply to you.
Right.
Because regardless, people are going to look for you online, period.
Right, and that's the trick, that, you know, figuring out what type of online tool works for you, and it's actually tools. You need a lot of tools in the tool bag.
Oh, you absolutely do.
So tell me a little bit about, there's a lot of marketing options out there. How do you know which one to pick?
And you're right. It's not the latest person who knocked down your door to sell you something
Right.
in their marketing arsenal, because there are a lot of specialists out there who will canvas and try to get you to sign on for their latest and greatest thing. The real short answer is, number one, it depends. And it really depends on what your strategy is, what your business is, and where your prospects are looking. That's really what it boils down to. Where are they? Who are they? Are they reading newspapers? Are they watching TV? Those sorts of things. And are they online?
Right. Well, and you're absolutely right. It's the customer that you're trying to reach. And we often, I think, look at marketing from how we are as the owners or, you know, CEOs of the company. What do we do? But we're not our customers, so we have a completely different view. And that kind of leads me to my next question: is when do we know, or how do we know we need to hire a marketing firm? And, you know, many of us get, you know, well-meaning help from people who've dabbled in it. But when's it time to get a professional?
The time to get a professional is when you start tearing your hair out and you say, you know what, this is taking way too much time. I've got to be working on my business instead of spending so much time trying to keep up with what's new and current. Everything from, as I mentioned earlier, social media, those things change all the time.
They do.
The rules of the game for getting found on the internet get changed all the time. And just trying to stay current with all of that can drive you crazy. So if you're that business owner who's out there saying, I just don't have time to be able to do all this, I don't even know if this is working, it's time to start looking for someone to work with you.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. And it's, not only do you save them time, but you bring them that valuable outside perspective, because we get too much into our heads and too much into what we're doing, and we don't see the forest through the trees.
Oh, it is so true. We've got that ability to leverage the knowledge and the experience that we've had with other clients.
Yes.
So we can say, okay, here we know, we've been there before, been there, done that.
Right.
Here's what you can expect. This is good, this is not good.
Right.
So we can guide them in the right direction.
Right. Well, and I think that's interesting, because you may, you know, be a landscaper and you've got, you know, all these landscapers out there. How do you set your business apart?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, there's no one short answer,
Yeah,
but we've got that ability to look around, do some competitive research, and also know how to get out in front of those prospects. And we apply all of that.
Well, and I think, you know, I think one thing that you mentioned when we were talking off camera is that rapport. I think about when I'm hiring someone to be on my team, a marketer, they really have to be on my team. This is not a short-term fix.
Yeah, we look at a client's business like our own. You know, it's like, well, if I were in this business owner's shoes, what would I do? How would I best utilize the limited resources I have? Because nobody's got an endless amount of money, especially if you're a small business.
Right.
So what's the optimal use of those resources? And so, of course, we're all about that.
It's important. Tell me a little bit about the type. You say small businesses, which I think is wonderful. But what types of businesses?
Yeah, actually, our tagline is "Smart Marketing for Small Business." They are our kind of our bread and butter. We love them. The kinds of businesses that we have as clients, they're all across the board. We don't specialize in one specific vertical industry, so we have consumer-oriented businesses like you mentioned landscaper. We have a landscape design company. Oh my goodness, we have welders and stationery stores and online companies and offline companies, brick and mortar kinds of companies, tourist company, you name it. But they're all smaller businesses.
That's nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing that you do for them. What should I be looking for when I'm thinking about hiring a marketing company? How do I know what I'm looking for? Because, again, it can be somebody's got a sister-in-law or brother-in-law out there with a marketing degree.
Absolutely. And my first reaction is, how's that working for you anyway?
Yeah, right.
Usually they do a fine job or an adequate job perhaps, but not the best job. And it's a challenge because a lot of times they'll have another job and this is just a side thing.
Well, and your family, it's never a good idea.
Oh yeah. Try firing a family member.
Right.
So what you're looking for when you're looking for a marketing company or someone to help you is a couple of things. Results. Absolutely, you got to look for results, and a good marketing company should be able to provide you with some examples of what they've done, especially in the area that you're looking for some support. I would also say references. So make sure you get references. Some clients they currently have who are good spokespeople for that company. And then, as you mentioned, rapport is a really big one, at least in my book. I think you really need to be able to bond with that person, feel comfortable. I mean, you're entrusting a big part of their business to this individual, so you really want to make sure you get along with them well.
Right, and it's a feeling, it's a trust. You bet, you got a lot of it. So, what are some last bits of marketing advice you might offer our viewers?
I think the last thing that I would offer is that there is no such thing as a silver bullet. Everybody wants that one thing, that'll push them over the top. And rarely is it one thing. It's usually a nice, holistic approach to their marketing. It's more than one thing.
You're right, and that's why you are the Price Group. So.
Thank you.
So nice to see you, Pat. Thanks for stopping by. Love your energy, and we're going to be right back on Business Connections. Stay tuned.